Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Virgin to Me. Today, we're going to talk about the friends and family brilliant lady. Stay tuned, and you're going to hear all about the friends and family transatlantic crossing. Well, welcome back. I am not solo this week because I could not do this without the Kellers. Kelly, Roma, thank you for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
We got to talk about the friends and family. We haven't actually spoken about it.
We haven't.
No, we have not talking. Wow. This is how this is going to go. Talking about it. We have not talked about it. We've not actually discussed like what we did. We talked about what we did on the Brilliant Lady that was new. We've discussed what's actually new on the Brilliant Lady, but we haven't discussed the actual voyage, which I think is sad that we haven't sat down and been able to do that. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to tell you how much fun the transatlantic was.
For some people. No,
For some, yeah,
kidding.
exactly. So anyways, we have tons of stories for you. We'll try to make them quick, but we were invited on this very late in the game.
Yeah, like a month before.
Yeah, a month before. So while everyone else had been invited, like 6-7 months earlier, we actually got invited a month before, and then we were told to shh. So we couldn't really say anything, which was kind of sucky.
I know.
Because we were excited to shout it from the rooftops, but we weren't allowed. So it is what it is. We followed the rules. We always want to follow those rules so that we keep getting invited and asked and all the things. So we weren't allowed to say anything, but we got invited like a month earlier. We end up booking all this stuff to get back there, and right before we went on the tour or on the transatlantic crossing, they had the UK Brilliant Lady
First mate event.
Yeah, what do they call it? I was gonna call it a showdown. It was not a showdown. What was it? Shoot, I can't remember the name
First
of it.
look. Oh.
I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, they had that before. So we signed up for that. They also had a consumer one. So consumers paid to get on board. I think it was like $150 a person, wasn't it? To get on board before she sailed out of Portsmouth. So it was a transatlantic crossing. When they offered it to us, I'm going to be honest with you, Kelly and I have always said transatlantic is not our thing. We were never interested in doing it. People have asked us a bazillion times if we had done it, if we were going to do it. And we've always said, no, we're good.
Yep.
We're good. And this time we were like, well, we're in. I mean, there was no hesitation. If you're going to ask us to sail on the very first sailing of a brand new ship, transatlantic, it could be in, for me, it could be at Drake's Passage.
Oh, boy.
And I'm in. This one would hesitate on the Drake's Passage.
I would have had all the patches and the bands and all the meds. I might not have left my cabin, but I would be there.
I think we experienced the Drake's Passage, though. I'm going to be honest.
I think so.
So we'll talk about that in a minute. But we've never, ever wanted to go on a transatlantic. So it's kind of funny that we did. That we ended up going on, and this is how we did. I don't know that. I mean, what's your take from it? Is it something you ever have to do again?
No, I don't ever have to do it again.
Yeah, I'm good on that one too. And not because, we got bad weather because it was a whole host of hurricanes and weather
Crossing this way and that way.
And like swirling around, like all this stuff. It was insane out there. But, I don't know that it's still even. It's kind of like meh on that, but people love it. So listen, totally love that you love it. I don't know that it's my deal. It's not my jam. So, but other than that, we still had a great time. Don't get me wrong. And I'm glad that we did it. So we got invited. We flew out to, let's actually talk about the itinerary. So the original itinerary was out of Portsmouth to Ireland, to Dublin,
yeah.
to, what was it? The islands, Portugal,
Azores.
Islands. Yeah, Azores.
I couldn't.
No, I
either.
was like, I can see
There was no
them.
prep for this. We're going in blind.
We are
people.
going in blind. I can see the islands. So the Azores, and then over from there to Halifax, Nova Scotia, and then into New York City. And that was her big ta-da into New York City. And so that was really what we were on board for. I got to be honest. No, that wasn't really all. It was that and everything else. And so we were super excited because we've never been to Dublin.
No.
So that was an exciting moment for us. And then
Weather had other plans.
So we were super bummed about that. But I'm going to tell you, I actually had something planned with my daughter that I felt like I couldn't get out of. And so I had requested, can I get on and off the ship? Can I get on for the sailing and then get back on again? And I had actually planned on getting off in Dublin and getting back on in the Azores. And thank God that didn't end up happening, that I was able to kind of reschedule things and make it work, because it wouldn't have, I would have had lost tickets. It would not have mattered because we didn't go to Dublin, and I don't know what would have happened. I guess it would, and we didn't know that until we got on board, right?
Yeah, we didn't know.
So I don't know what would have happened at that point, because I would have been just like, well, I guess I'm on board. But the cool thing was, so one of the cool things, our cabins were up on deck 15, and we were in gorgeous suites, which was amazing. We were on opposite sides of the thing. We didn't get to pick our cabins. We just requested what we wanted and ended up there and across the way from each other. And so we had no idea who the dream team was up there. This was the most exciting thing, I think, that happened that entire time. I mean, I'm totally exaggerating, but so I have a very, very favorite mega rockstar agent, and Matthew is actually whom I absolutely adore. I adore a lot of them. Please know, I adore a lot of them, but Matthew is one of my all-time favorites. And I was like, he's on board and we're on deck 15. Yes. And then we get up there during the tour. So when I said we went to the first mate tour, we get up there and they're all standing around because they're bored, trying to help everyone see the suites up there on deck 15. And we were like, we were like, what? This is like the dream team. And it literally is the dream team right now. So up there is Roxy, who actually, this is her first time as a mega rockstar. She's been down in regular rockstar. And oh gosh, Valeria.
Gavin. Oh, Gavin.
Yep, Gavin's up there. So Valeria, Gavin, who else? That's it, right? And Matthew. Are you missing somebody?
No.
I feel like we're missing somebody.
Well, the room attendant.
What is his name? Oh, I love him too. I can't think of his name. Dang it. I can see his face.
I know, I can see his face too.
But it's only 4 of them, but I feel like there's 5. Gavin?
I think
maybe I counted wrong.
4.
Gavin, Roxy, Valeria, Matthew.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, anyways, the dream team's there. If it's just 4 of them. And they're like the bomb diggity. Does anyone say that anymore? I don't even know if they do.
You just did.
They really are. And I was like, you guys are going to have the best time ever together. And honestly, I think they are having the best time ever together. But they get along very well. They're just all on top of it. If one's gone, the other one's in. It was a dream up there.
Yeah. So Roxy was my agent. Matthew was Samantha's, but we saw both of them in our cabins at all times. Like whenever somebody needed something, we got it done.
Yeah.
Or they got it done. So, and Gavin was filling in,
Gavin was hysterical. And I love Gavin. I've had Gavin a couple times. He was night shift. And because we were all friends and family, and there wasn't many first mates, there was very few first mates on board, but we were mostly friends and family. Everyone was super chill on deck 15. So like, even we were super chill on deck 15 because it was really just us that, would party with each other. So it was chill up there. So nighttime, Gavin would be like, like he just didn't know what to do with himself. Like, and it was funny. You'd see him just wandering around the ship because he didn't know what to do. And when he'd show up in the manor, we'd be like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm bored." We're like, "Okay." It was the best. It was so much fun. He was hysterical. And at one point, the door. So when the weather got really bad, the wind was blowing so bad, the door tends to break always. By the pool. That door is automatic. It's an automatic door. When you come, it opens, and then after you leave, it shuts, obviously, right? So, but it tends to break constantly. I don't know that maybe a couple cruises, and the 40-something cruise in the upper 40s that I've been on, that the door actually hasn't broken. So, but I would say at least in 10 cruises, that door has broken because the wind is so bad. Anyways, it broke and went through part of the voyage. And so I called Gavin in the middle of the night and I was all, "Hey, that door is driving me absolutely batty. I can't sleep." He's like, "I'll go guard it so no one goes by it anymore." And I was like, "All right, thanks." He goes, "I'll wait for you." What did he say? He goes, "I'll wait until Matthew gets in and then make him guard it the rest of the time." I go, awesome. And sure enough, though, I don't know what he did. Maybe he did guard it. I doubt it. But the thing never banged through the rest of the night. So I don't know what he did. He probably like locked it shut. He like took all the things and locked it shut. It was so funny. Anyways, that's how great they were up there. They're phenomenal. So if you're on deck 15, I know that they're not on there long because some of them had been on there for a while, even when the ship didn't have sailors on it. So some of them have shorter contracts than others. The team will probably trade out. And even the manager, Gabriel, is up there. So yeah, it's a great dream team. So anyways, we were in gorgeous suites and yeah, we got on board and we sailed away. And the sail away party was remember how this was the funniest part? I was so excited to hear the ship horn blow. And so Kelly and I, and just so you know, this always happens. I'm sure everybody gets a little inebriated on the first day. I think we're all a little excited to be on board. And so you get a little inebriated. So we have, how many videos do we have?
I don't know. I was deleting them as I was going because
she was doing better than me.
It came to a point where I was like, okay, they're going to blow the horn. Okay, they're going to blow the horn. And I had, I don't know, 15 videos. I went back and delete. Then I started again. Because we went down this like
very long. It takes a long time to get out of port.
And when you're out, we're like, okay, we're out. This is usually where they blow the horn. Like, hey, we're out.
They're like, sailing. Deuces, we're leaving.
Never.
No horn. We didn't when we left the port, it didn't blow. When we passed the Virgin people, because there was a bunch of Virgin people, so like the executives were down waving us goodbye, like down on the ground. I mean, when we passed up, no horn was blown. And I was like, what in the fresh hell is happening
was
here?
The captain sleeping? Is somebody like...
And I was also like, maybe it doesn't work. Does it broke? And I'm like, wait, that can't be. Like, we can't sail with a broken horn. No. It's got to be illegal.
That's the 7 blasts and the one... They wouldn't be able to do that.
Nobody would come rescue us. Who's going to get us if the horn is broke? No one will hear us.
In the middle of a hurricane.
Yeah. Oh, my on. So they never blew the horn, but I have more funny videos than you could possibly imagine of us listening for this horn. Kelly falling off like a seat. Like, I mean, we were a hot mess. It was hysterical. We had the best time. And it was really funny. So that was the start. There was no horn blowing. We were pretty devastated over that. Well, Kelly had, and I've talked about this before, and I've said it a bazillion times, she had a whole spreadsheet of crap we were supposed to do. I was excited about reading my self-help Finding Myself book. And I never, ever opened that thing, ever. And mind you, I don't read self-help books, so trust me, it didn't take much to get me to not read this stupid book. But I was like, by gun it, ding it, I'm going to read this book that someone told me to read. And I did not open it because there was a spreadsheet, people, and that's what I had to do. So
I have 13 nights and all kinds of new, I think there were like 17 new activations on board, 7 new shows.
Yeah, we were busy.
Restaurant, like we had things to do.
Yeah, we did have things to do.
And I made sure we got to all of them.
All of them. And I was literally like, oh, tonight. No, no self-help book for you. So, but it was super fun because we had a really good time. And like I said, it was friends and family. So how many people were on board? Like 1,500. Oh, 1,100? Yeah. Oh, okay. So I was way off. 1,100 were on board. It's a 2,700 person ship when it's really at its fullest. I don't know that they've ever really let 2,700 people on, let's be honest. But there was 1,100. So they didn't stress the ship out too much or the crew out too much. And what did we learn? That 37 or 27 were...
It was in the 30s.
I thought it was 37 were new crew members. So I will say we had absolutely no issues on board. Granted, again, it was 1,100 people on board. So it's like, almost like a shakedown cruise, but not really because it wasn't full. But we had no issues service-wise because of that. And so we thought they were reds to go, honestly, the way that we experienced it. And it was great. We had the best time. So we missed Dublin because something was going up and around. So we went down to La Coruña.
Yes, change of plans.
Down to La Coruña. And we had the best time. We actually did an e-bike. And was it La Coruña? Yeah, it was. Yeah. And we e-biked around there, had the best time. And then we went and had sangria for the first time in Spain.
Yeah, there was a whole concert going on in this little market area that we ended up in, like an orchestra. I remember walking in and hearing Star Wars.
Yeah,
and
it
I'm
was.
like, what is
Yeah.
that? And they
It was
played
the
a couple
coolest
of
thing.
Star Wars songs. It was really cool.
Yeah.
We ended up sitting outside in this little, I would call it a
Cafe,
cafe, but
yeah.
I don't know.
And the best part was when we sat down, he gave us a menu. I don't even know if he gave us a menu. I don't think he had yet. But we sat down and we're like, we should probably ask if they have sangria. Like, that's really what we came here for. So he comes over, he's like, what can I get you? He was all cranky. And I was like, do you guys have sangria? He's like, it's Spain. And I was like, okay, we'll take one of those.
It was hot too. I mean,
I know.
they had fans blowing. We were
Yeah.
under some.
We were
thing.
under the
I
tent.
mean,
It was brutal. It was
yeah,
like,
it was
you know,
hot.
Waco. It's terrible. Anyway, but we had the best time in La Coruña. And then we went and got manchego cheese. I'm sure that you heard the story that well, maybe you didn't, because I posted it all over the internet. We went and got manchego cheese and bread and all this stuff. And I was so excited about it. And I was petrified Virgin was going to let me have it back on. And so we had a plan that Kelly was going to get on and go on deck 7. And I was going to start throwing it up at her so she could catch it and bring it on. But luckily they just let us through with my cheese, my smelly manchego cheese and my bread. And it was good. It worked out good. They let us on.
It was a
which
great
I was shocked.
snack to have on
Oh
board.
gosh, we loved that. And deck 15 and in the gorgeous suite, eating all the things. So the one thing that I did love about when you're on that long, there's a couple of things. First, you get to know the crew very well. Now, Kelly and I don't need help knowing the crew. We knew freaking most of the crew anyways, let's be honest. And so that was nice. It's like a family. But second, you get to know the people that are on board much more than a 4-night cruise and a 5-night cruise. And it's kind of like family. You either love them or you hate them, right? And you end up seeing them everywhere you go. But I still thought it was nice because it did create like almost like a family friendly thing because you did get to know a lot of people being on board for that long.
Yeah.
So that was a pro for me.
Yeah, we ended up doing a lot of the same things with a lot of the same people. Because they all love Virgin as much as we do, and they wanted to do all the new things. So we got to, see a lot of familiar faces every time we went somewhere.
We did. It was super fun. And the Happenings cast gets to know you. And again, some of them already knew us, which was fun.
There's a great Happenings cast on there right now.
Yeah, it is great. I just ran into, strangely enough, I was in Salem last weekend, and the ship, Brilliant Lady, missed a port because of how bad the nor'easter that was up there. So they stayed in Boston for 2 nights, and I flew over the ship, which I had no idea I was flying. And I was actually, it's funny, as we were coming in, I was like, oh, there's Royal and there's Princess. And I was like, and I wasn't paying attention because I thought it was pretty much done. But literally when I tell you, like, Annabelle goes, and there's Virgin. And I go, what? Where? And as we were flying over it, I was like, oh my God. It literally, like, we were right over it. Like, it was crazy. And I was like, oh my God, I would have never seen it had she not said anything because of where I was sitting. I was in the middle seat and I couldn't see it. And had she not said anything, I would have totally missed it. And so I go, why didn't you get a picture? I start yelling at her. I was like, you didn't get a picture? She's like, I couldn't get, you got your phone in your hand. You literally live in the phone in your hand. You didn't think to yourself. I'm yelling at my kid, poor kid. And so anyways, we landed and I used my video to get the picture from, because I was like, oh wait, I did kind of take a picture, but I didn't expect that. Anyways, in Boston, we end up in Salem, the kid and I. And I'm walking into the Salem Witch House museum, and out comes the blonde. I can't think of her name. She's a Happenings cast.
Yeah.
She's so stinking cute.
I
One of the
picture
sweetest
her, and
people.
I can't think of her name either.
I know. I'm gonna have to really look at her name tag when I see her because I can't think of it right now. Super, super sweet. Anyway, she's walking out, and I was like, I know her. But it didn't occur to me because here I am in Salem, not thinking to myself that this is the Happenings cast, right? And I wasn't thinking that. And I honestly didn't think they were, because we flew over. So yeah, no, it was the next day. So I didn't know if that they were still there. I didn't realize they were still there. So anyways, I'm walking in and I go, and I turn on my heel, literally like, because once it hits me who she is, I turn on my heel to walk out to see who else she was with. Because then I thought, I bet I just walked by like a bunch more.
Oh, funny.
Sure enough, I go back and there was Faith and Eddie and a bunch of everyone else. And I was like, oh yeah. It was so funny to like see. That was the craziest thing ever. See them in Salem. And I was like, you guys, don't stay too long. I heard it's backed up. They're like, we took the train. And I was like, oh, good for you. So anyways, totally off subject. Not really. Still part of the Brilliant Lady. Anyways, so we had all those things that we scheduled. And we went to La Coruña. We drank sangria. and walked back to the ship feeling pretty decent and smuggled on all of the La Coruña goods and then moved on to the Azores. I think we had a day in between though, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
Yeah, we had a day in between, and then we got to the Azores, and we did nothing in the Azores. I really don't like that, because now that I'm seeing all this video, I'm like, oh, dang, I guess we should have done something. Apparently, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, we just got out. We walked around.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Well, there wasn't many excursions, so let's start there. So it wasn't like we were like, all the stuff to choose from and we missed something. We would have had to have curate something on our own, which I don't know that we were interested in doing. Not because, I think it was just because, yeah, we just didn't end up doing it. So we walked around. We had a good meal there. That was fun. And then we had some drinks and we got back on the ship. We did it twice. We got off and back on. And then we were going to challenge Gavin at night, which we should have done the night before because we spent the night in the Azores. We had an overnight there. We were going to challenge him because there was a Burger King right outside the ship. Oh, that's what it was. That's why we couldn't do it. So there's a Burger King right outside the ship. And that night we were going to say to him, hey, go get us a cheeseburger and french fries from Burger King, see if he'd do it. But it closed at midnight or something. And we were literally walking back on the ship at 11:45 or something. So we were like, there's no way we can send him out there to go get it. That'd be freaking hilarious.
Yeah, that would be funny.
So that was a test we wanted to give Gavin, see if he'd do it. See if that was a thing that happens in the mega rockstar area. We don't know. Half the time we get no's, half the time we get yeses. We don't know. So we try to push our limits as best as we possibly can. And then so then it started the long trek across the ocean. And actually the weather was not good from La Coruña to Azores, remember?
We got so many notifications in our app that things are not going to go good tonight. Things are not we got 4 or 5 of them during the sailing.
Oh, more than that.
Every time they came on, I was like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, it's kind of bad right now, but it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
And the one time they gave us the specific time and shit went down right at that time.
It totally did. It was awful.
I don't understand how they knew exactly what time we were going to hit that, but it was right on the money.
Yeah. That was crazy. And so the weather was not good at all. It was funny. We had a friend on board and he was like, it gets better after here. And so Kelly kept going, well, so-and-so said that it gets better after here. And I was like, yeah, I think you might be wrong. She's like, no, he's right. And I was like, keep thinking it because I don't think so. And then sure enough, we get something in the app that was like, nope. And then Matthew would tell me too. He'd be like, he calls me Sammy. He'd be like, Sammy, hang in there. It's not going to be any better. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what is this? And then it always cracks me up because we knew literally we'd wake up and see each other every morning and be like, this is exactly how we expected the transatlantic to go. So of course it went this way for us. But then we love seeing these pictures of people like, I'm on the transatlantic. The freaking thing's flat as can be. I'm like, where'd you take that picture in the Caribbean? Because it was not what we experienced. We were like rolling like the Drake's Passage. So one of the days we got the message in the app that said, hey, hang in there, hang on to your sails because this here is going to be the wildest ride on the water. That's a little bit of Disney in there for those of you that know. If you have ever wanted to join us for a Girls Gone Cruising, please come join us next
October 3rd through the 8th, 2026.
Because we are going to
Grand Turk and Bimini.
Woohoo! So join us next year because we would love to have you there. We will be in the massive suite again. So you'll get to hang out in there and have a little, not basic bevy, but a bevy of your choice. And come join us so that we can party together. We'll see you then. We were like, okay, well, at 4:00, sure enough, it just started. The whole ship was just rolling and it's loud. If you've ever been on the ship when it rocks and rolls, it creaks and moans and groans and cracks and whatever you can possibly think of to name those sounds. That's what it sounds like. And you're like, and it wakes you up. It woke me up. If it's just if you're just kind of rolling a little bit, it's not bad. But if you're pounding and roll, it's just, So it wakes me up. I text her and I'm like, are you up? And I don't think it took you a little bit, I think, to write me, probably because it didn't notify her or something, but it took her a little bit to write me back. She's like, I'm up. And I was like, yep, so am I. I don't want to move out of this bed, but I had to go pee. So you ready for the story? I hear crashing. Things are sliding because remember in the Mega Rockstar, you've got alcohol, you've got all kinds of things. Things are sliding. Doors are opening and closing. And all of a sudden, I hear this. And I'm like, what the heck? And I thought somebody was pushing a cart down the hall and just ran into the wall. Like, I was like, what the heck happened? I had no idea what it was. Well, it was my bathroom door. So in the mega and regular Rockstars, you've got a door to get into the massive bathroom, and then you've got a sliding glass door to close off the toilet, right? And that door is heavy and it slides. It doesn't lock unless it doesn't lock at all. Does it even lock? No, I think about it.
There's no lock.
Yeah, but it has like almost like a stopper, but I mean, if the ship is lurching enough, that thing's coming out of the stopper. It's not locked in any way, shape, or form. So, but I had no idea. So all of a sudden I get up to look out my peephole to see if I have to rescue this person I'm thinking is like underneath a big thing, like underneath a big, I don't know, bucket she was pushing or something. And I'm like picturing this poor girl stuck under there. And I'm like, no one's out there in the peephole. That's odd. And then I hear it again and I realize, oh my gosh, it's my bathroom door. So I have to pee at this point. So I'm like, well, let me go pee. So, but in my head, I'm like, and I'm watching the thing do its thing, right? Bang, and bang, and I'm like, what if I put a towel down there? It'll stop it from hitting the wall or whatever. So I put my phone down by the sink because, you got to have your phone on you in case of an emergency. Put my phone down by the sink. I grab the little hand towel. I shove it in under the door and I go to the bathroom. And the ship lurches. And wouldn't you know, my little towel trick didn't work. So the door slams with the towel into the other side. And I look down and I go like this. I go, well, how much you want to bet that I just locked myself in this bathroom? And I was like, no, that can't be. So I get up and I go to open the door. And sure enough, that shit is jammed. And I was like, no. My phone, and I can you can't see it, but you kind of see it through the frosted glass. It's like on the sink. This is the one time I was like, why didn't I bring my phone to the bathroom with me? I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And I'm like trying to open this thing and it is jammed shut. And so I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, oh my God. And I'm about to break down because already the ship is lurching. I don't feel safe in this bathroom. I'm like, wow, I'm about to break down and have a freaking panic attack, right? I'm like, no, calm yourself down. Let's see what we can do here. So I start pulling at the towel and I'm like, crap, I'm pulling at the bottom of the towel. What if this freaking glass breaks now? I'm also like, can the ship lurch the other way and unlodge it? But I'm telling you, this thing was so large, the ship could have sank on the side and the door would still be up there stuck. That's how freaking stuck it was. So I pull out a little bit of the towel, just a little bit. And it gave it enough room that I could actually kind of now wiggle it open. And then I was free. And I never stopped. I stopped sweating. My heart stopped stopped racing. I stopped panicking. So that's how I got locked in the bathroom. And by the way, the best part about it, I'm going to totally be really cheeky on you right now, is that I was in my birthday suit because obviously that's, I had just gotten up. I was in my birthday suit. So imagine people coming to rescue me. Oh boy. This is what's going through my head, is that I'm stuck in the bathroom in my birthday suit when someone comes to find me.
Oh no.
I was like, this is how they're going to find me. This is my claim to fame. Everyone and the brilliant lady's going to be like, did you hear about the girl that got stuck in her bathroom naked? That's going to be me. Is what I was like, oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me? So anyways, it was good. I got out, thankfully. And of course, I told Matthew that story and he was literally like, oh God, because Matthew would have been the one that found me, right? Which would have been horrific. And on all things, he would have been mortified. Anyways, so Matthew comes in later that day and I'm like, I said to Kelly, I'm like, I'm not leaving the bed today because it was just awful. Kelly's like, yeah, I think I'm good too. But I think we did end up leaving eventually. But
yeah, eventually I think we both got a little cabin fever.
Yeah.
It was like, we need to just get out of the cabin.
yeah. And of course, you're on deck 15, so it does do a little bit more movement up there too. So, but anyway, so Matthew came in and he actually told me that what had happened the rest of the way. So he said that deck 4 had flooded, which I thought was interesting because it was coming in the provisions door was what he said. So it was a little flooded down there. And he said in the massive suite, the red wine bottle had totally and completely fallen off the thing and crashed all over the beautiful white, brand new floors. And and your next door neighbor's hammock ended up on deck 16, like flew off the thing completely and up on deck 16. So yeah, it was crazy. And yours was stuck all up. Like
mine was in my neighbor's balcony. Somehow it got all twisted and pulled up there. I thought it was broken because of the way it looked like it was shredded.
Yeah.
But they ended up, somebody put it back to where it was and it came back down on my balcony.
Came back
to life.
Fine. You still sat in it, didn't fall through.
Unless they put a new one on when I wasn't looking, but.
Oh gosh, it was funny. Yeah, it was crazy. Like the weather was just crazy. And they actually locked us in. They said you cannot go outside. Do not open the doors. Do not go outside. They told us that a couple times on the cruise actually.
Yeah.
But I think that for me was the worst I've ever been in, honestly. And we've been in some bad weather.
Yeah.
Like, listen, nothing's been completely flat or anything like that for us. I mean, I take that back. Sorry. It hasn't always been completely flat. We have had completely flat. But that was the worst we've ever experienced. Mm-hmm. And I actually been on a sailing where the wedding was, that one was really bad, where the back end was just coming up. Like, that one was crazy too, I will say. But this was probably the worst. So, yeah, that was nuts. So that was our transatlantic crossing. But so when we got to Halifax, we were told, finally they told us what we were supposed to do, the really cool part about what we were excited about. So we were supposed to sing Don't Stop Me Now as part of a choir. Mm-hmm. And rolling in or sailing in to New York City, we were all going to be singing this on top as we passed the Statue of Liberty. No other instruction was given to us, but we were told to come to pub choir rehearsals. And we were given 2 times and we needed to show up for 1. So we showed up for the 12 o'clock. Well, what I thought was going to happen, because I thought they're not going to teach us harmonies for people who have never sang before. They did. They taught us harmonies.
Yeah. I thought it was really cool.
She did an amazing job.
Yeah, she was phenomenal. Astrid was her name.
Astrid. I
don't know, but
it's
pub choir. Mm-hmm. And she had a PowerPoint presentation up on a screen with little bouncy things like showing you how your part. When we walked in, she separated us by what we thought our voice was.
Yeah,
and
she did a good.
Don't know.
Yeah,
though.
She did a good job though explaining that. She's like, what did she say? If you scream. I can't remember. The way she explained it was, if you scream really high pitched scream, she goes, if you can do that, stay in this section over here. If you sing like, I don't know, let me just say Katy Perry or Alanis Morissette, something like that. She said, I think it was Alanis Morissette actually. She said, stay right in this section right in here. And then she's like, men, if you sound like this, sing this for me. And then she would like sing it. She's like, you need to be over here. And that's how she did it. Like, and she separated everyone and everyone really found their thing. Now, we had harmonies. Like, it was crazy town. So we had harmonies and she taught it to us. I mean, that woman worked hard for 4 hours because she did 4. She did 2 for the crew and 2 for the sailors. So she had 4 different rehearsals and she got us to sing. Well, what they ended up doing, which I didn't realize, was they recorded us and actually ended up playing that. But we still sang. Don't get me wrong. We ended up singing.
The words we remembered.
Yeah, because we don't know the words. I mean, listen, this was my biggest complaint. Of all the freaking Queen songs, now I know you can't pick We Will Rock You, because I think that's what Royal did. It was We Will Rock You, right?
I think so.
Royal Caribbean, when they brought in their very first Icon, Icon series, which was the actual Icon, when they took it into Miami, it was We Will Rock You. And they had it so loud, blasting all over. It was insane.
Yeah, it woke us up at 7 a.m. on Virgin.
It did wake us up at 7 a.m., but I went running in my birthday suit again to go see it because I knew what it was. But anyways, so I obviously couldn't pick We Will Rock You, but there was plenty of other Queen songs you could have picked that were much easier than Don't Stop.
agree.
Don't Stop Me Now, the rhythm in it and the way that it goes, Don't Stop Me Now. Like it's all over the place. And so I think that was the hardest part. And she probably was like, when they wrote her, she was probably like, are you freaking kidding me? But you can't say nothing because when Richard Branson asks you to sing in a choir and present to everybody, you're going to be saying yes. You ain't saying what are you kidding? Pick a different song. You ain't saying that. So that's basically what it was. Don't Stop Me Now. They explained why it was Don't Stop Me Now. He came out and explained why, or Nathan, one of the two, came out and explained why it was Don't Stop Me Now. And yeah, it was interesting. But I can't believe I forgot to say the most important part that happened to us that morning. So we got invited to a brunch that morning. And it was that morning. Mm-hmm. Yep. We got invited to a brunch that morning, and I didn't care if it was the Drake's Passage or the Drake Lake. We were going to the brunch, okay? So we get to this brunch, and it actually was much better around that time because we were already on the East Coast and whatnot. But we go to the brunch because, let me back up and say that literally everyone and their brother and anyone that's ever worked at Virgin Voyages boarded the ship during Halifax. So
we went from 1,100 to 2,200.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. And not just Virgin people, like whoever else they invited. I don't know who else was on there. I mean, the ship got significantly, significantly fuller. So anyways, we got invited to this brunch, and we kind of knew something was going to go down at the brunch because, let's be honest, we kind of figured that. But I didn't know what the something was. And sure enough, the something was Richard Branson was pouring our alcohols. We got mimosas, or really champs, on Richard Branson, and he was like pouring our drink, which was insane.
I'm glad he poured it in the glass because I've seen him also shake it and spray it all over people.
Oh my God, can you imagine though? In there, I can see why he does it outside, but in there, I think it wouldn't be the smartest idea.
I know.
So yeah, so he poured us all a drink, which was super, super cool. And he hung out for a little bit and thanked us for being amazing first mates and some of the top first mates ever. So that was very nice and very cool. And then we went and sang in the pub choir. So at this point, we know nothing. We don't know what's supposed to happen. We just know we're supposed to sing at this certain time and to be outside on the deck at this time.
And we're going to sing as soon as we sail past Statue of Liberty, which I feel like came way earlier than we thought.
Oh, it was way earlier.
To be at like 10 a.m. We were going to sail past Statue of Liberty. Well, people were already out on the deck at like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Staking their claim where they want to stand. And we were like, well, we need to be like in, the highest point and where we can see the best. And we ended up on the track.
Yeah, which was an amazing spot.
Yeah.
But hear me out. You ready for this? Again, true to Virgin. And we love you, just so you know. We love you so much. But this was a little difficult for us. This was a hard pill to swallow, I think, still. There was no instruction other than this is what's going to happen. So we were told that we were going to sing the song when we sail past the Statue of Liberty. Well, we stopped at the Statue of Liberty, so of course they could take video upon video upon video. The helicopters were going around, and Richard's standing on the thing, and he's on the ball over here, and then he's out he's literally everywhere. And we're all just kind of standing around not knowing what's going on. Well, then Diva comes out and is like, thank you everyone for coming out here, blah, blah, blah. And she's standing kind of at her normal spot, but on the other side where the Statue of Liberty is. So we were like, okay, that makes sense. Still in a good spot. And then we see there's a stage down there, and everyone, the Happenings cast, or not the Happenings cast, but one of the cast does a song, and they do New York, New York. Was it New York, New York? Well, it was a collaboration of songs, actually.
Anything
it was a
that
bunch
says New York
yes.
in it.
Now that I think about it, it was, so they're singing all kinds of stuff, and I was like, I don't know if we should be up here. I think we're really far away. So I send Anthony, I go, Anthony, go downstairs and go stand by the pool. We'll stay up here, and then that way we have all kinds of video. Everyone's in some spot. Well, we were in the wrong damn spot because they then decided to make it a full-on, like, almost Scarlet Night. And everyone ends up at the pool. We're way up at the top. And I was like, maybe we should go down there. And sure enough, by the time we got down there, it was like the end of the song. So when they started making us all sing it, well, by the time we finally got down there, it was like the end. Whatever how's the end.
I know. We were
I can't
running.
think of the name of the end or how the end goes.
Because the track, you can't get off of the track unless
without
you go
going
all the way back to the back of the ship to get down the thing and around and back toward the pool. So,
yeah, it was bad.
We were running.
So we totally missed it. Like everyone had already gathered down there at the pool and it literally was like a scarlet night. And then they toast it. They shake the champagne. Out the thing goes. Richard jumps in. And then everyone just started jumping in. And people asked many times, did you guys jump in? And I was like, I felt like it was more of their thing to do. I wanted to jump in. Don't get me wrong. And it was literally like,
I know.
But I saw no other first mates jumping in. And I felt like
we should have had a plan.
I know. We should have. The first mates all should have gotten together and decided to jump in.
There were only 6 of us on the whole ship. So we could have got together and said, hey, we're going to jump in. Do you want to jump in with us? If not, then...
I know. And there wasn't a ton of people jumping in. So that was the other thing, too, that kind of held me back. And so I was like, well, maybe we should just leave it to them because it was really, and I feel like it was their moment. Yeah. That's the other thing too. And it was so great to see because then Nicole ended up gathering her people and jumping in and Michelle ended up jumping in with whoever she jumped in, Nathan or whatever. And I don't remember, but like, it was so nice to see those moments happen.
I know.
And I still think we made the right decision. It was just a hard pill to swallow that we weren't down there, which would have been nice and it would have been cool to jump in. But I still think we made the right decision. But it's just one of those things where you're like, it is what it is.
I know. We ended up losing each other because we went running and the crowds everywhere and people are handing out champagne and I ended up on the pool deck, like by the bar.
You were in a good spot,
yeah. And I like squeezed my way underneath the people because they were all like moving around. So I got in a good position, but then I didn't know where you were. I couldn't find my husband.
I was behind these people and they were so sweet. They were trying to let me in, which I thought was really sweet. I was like, what? Why aren't you guys got here before me? See here? They were so sweet though.
And I'm texting her. I'm like, should we jump in? Should we jump in?
And I didn't see it.
I know.
Because I'm on my phone filming. So of course I'm not seeing anything come through. And so I didn't know when she said, should we jump in? And that was the other thing. Like she said, I forgot about that part. We were separated.
Right.
So I wasn't going to jump in by myself.
If we were together, we might have talked each other into it.
Exactly. And then I asked like some of the other first mates, I was like, why didn't you jump in? And they were kind of just like, Like, so I was like, well, I guess we did. And even VV Insider didn't jump in. So I was kind of like, I feel like we made the right choice. I don't know. It still feels weird, but it feels like we should have. But anyways, I'm kind of glad that we didn't. I'm kind of sad that we didn't. So it's this weird like middle zone that I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm going to need therapy over it. I'm just kidding. So anyways, that was our thing. And then we sailed in the rest of the way. And I've never seen, because the way that the sun was coming up, it was just beautiful. We stood on my deck because mine was the side that New York City was on. She was on the Jersey side. And we just drank shit. We drank the good champagne and good, even better than Veuve we drank. And we just kept drinking champagne. So by the time we got there, man, we were feeling no pain. It was great. And we sailed in and it was really, really great. But the whole sailing itself was just a very cool experience. And I cannot thank Virgin enough. Like, I really just can't, because it was such a cool experience.
It definitely was.
It was like, I mean, it was probably up there. Even with all the craziness that we experienced, it was probably one of my favorite Virgin cruises, honestly, because of first of all, we stayed in Omega. We had the dream team up there. It was just all around. The only thing that could have made it better was better weather. Yeah. Truly.
Yeah, we got to be some of the first people to experience some of the new things they have on board. So that was really cool.
And watch even changes happen within a week. Like, we saw that stuff too. I was actually the first freaking person ever on board. The first ever sailor. I can like wear that. Should I have a shirt? Oh, I should have had a shirt for Friday. We're actually getting on board on Friday for the Mermaid. And I should have been like, first sailor ever to get on board. The brilliant lady. They're going to be like, what? Yes, that's me. That was me. So yeah, so that was, it was such a cool experience.
It definitely was.
And like you said, we did all this, and then we got to do it too with not a lot of people.
Yeah.
But you know what we're doing? So we keep talking about what we want to do this week, and that we're probably not going to do too much, but we loved all hands on deck, and they don't bring it back for the shorter cruises. So we're totally doing all hands on deck.
I haven't seen it in the lineup yet.
Or hands on deck. All hands.
No.
I think it's just hands on deck.
Yep, hands on deck. I haven't seen it in the lineup, but the lineup's not full yet. So
yeah, so I'm sure we're going to do it. So
in.
Hands on deck we're doing, and what else? And serial killers.
We haven't done that yet.
But we're not doing this.
I quit on that.
You quit on this?
I quit.
I didn't do so bad, but you see the back?
Yeah,
it's really bad.
Mine's terrible. I gave up. I didn't even finish it. Mine's not even squishy. Mine has no stuffing.
You didn't put anything in it.
I was done. I was so done.
calories gave up. That's not like her. I got to be honest.
I was just done. I don't sew, so
Neither do I. Trust me on that one. This is bad. If you're a sewer, you're going to be like, what in the fresh hell is happening in the back of this thing?
But we have 4 sea days, I was just saying.
So you're saying you're going back for a second try?
But
is that what you're saying?
I don't know what. We're going to have to do something to pass the time.
I think we might have heard that was like a kind of iffy. She might go back for a second try.
I don't think so. I'd rather paint than sew. And I'm not good at painting either.
Terrible painting. We're actually terrible at all the other things.
But when you give us alcohol, it makes it fun.
Well, were we not drunk enough? Is that what
I guess so. Or maybe I was.
Oh my God, I'm dying. Oh, shoot. It'll be interesting to see. And we get to see Red Hot, which we haven't seen yet. So that's brand new and starting this week, which we're excited about.
Absolutely.
Red Hot. We don't really know. That's not a song, just so you know. I made that up. Yeah. So that was our friends and family. I hope we didn't miss anything. But the friends and family was, it was epic.
Yeah, so we spent 13 nights on board, and we got off for 2 nights and got back on board for 5 nights for the actual mermaid sailing out of New York, which we had planned since it started, since it opened.
Yeah.
And so when this came into our laps, and I mean, we spent 18 nights on board within 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And now we're going on our 3rd Brilliant Lady sailing this weekend. So
yeah. I love the Brilliant Lady.
Yeah.
She's a hoot. This is her inky, if you didn't know. She's black. Squid ink. All right. I think that's it. I think we nailed it.
I think so.
All right. Thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you listen to the Brilliant Lady Friends and Family. And we will see you next week. And we'll leave you with our favorite phrase, which is, you float our boat. Bye, everyone.